The first stitch that we're going to practice is our running stitch. This stitch is versatile in the sense of it's good for decorations. It is also good for a gather. So this is a running stitch here. You could use this as a decorative stitch on like a patch or something on your clothes. You could also use it as a gather, like a decorative gather. When you pull you pull the thread, the fabric can gather up on it because it is a running stitch. Now, a running stitch is not very sturdy or strong, so I wouldn't use this stitch to actually hold fabric together, but it is a good decorative stitch. So I'm going to set this up with my camera here so that we can see what it all looks like. Okay, so this is a running stitch. Make this as big as I can for you. Okay, so a running stitch, I've already done 2 lines here, but we're gonna do one more line, or at least part of it, while we start this, this video up. So now I'm going to go down. So I wanna go down about the size of a grain of rice is what I'm gonna tell you to go for your stitch length. So when you go down, you're gonna go down. Now I hold my fabric up and I usually use like some fingers on the front, 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and my pinky just kind of hangs out. And so I'm going to go from the back, I'm going to pull. Now I'm going to come back up. Now I already had you draw your lines. So if you haven't drawn your lines yet, go ahead and make sure you do that with a ruler so you can draw your lines. The first 3 are for your running stitch and then the bottom 3 are for your back stitch. Now my piece of fabric is bigger than yours because I want you to be able to see everything, but your fabric will be smaller and you'll have smaller lines to do. Okay, so I'm going to go down and up and I'm going to go back down, keeping that even stitch length as much as I can. Now, when I'm sewing, I do not flip my fabric back and forth. You'll probably want to do that at first, but the more you sew, I want you to do that less. Keep your fabric front side up so that you can see what you're sewing and what it looks like on the front. Now, every now and then I need to pull and look on the back to make sure I don't have any knots back here, because sometimes your fabric or your thread will get knotted and you don't even notice because you haven't checked the back. So check every now and then, but don't flip your fabric over front and back every time you're using it. You want to go from the back, and sometimes you have to spot check. So like you come up and you're like, oh, nope, I'm not on the line. Go back down, find your line, make sure you're evenly spaced apart, and then keep going. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my line here, but this is a running stitch. Up, down, up, down.